All right, folks, we're back. We're here with Game 2, the Super Metroid GT Classic Tournament, and Game 1 was quite a game for the ages. So we have Zoasty up 1 game to LynxXUnlimited, and I am Kevnastix, and with me is Professor School, or will be here soon. All right, we'll get these streams synced up here in just a bit. Zoasty's starting out. When Prof gets here, we might do another recap, because we had quite an exciting race number 1. More resets in a GT Classic race than you'll typically see, not just by one of our runners, but by both of our runners. And if we have 2 more matches, we could conceivably be here less time than we've already spent. I think the runners are both hoping for a much more compelling race, but perhaps in a different way than that first race was compelling.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, Kev. I mean, everyone needs to hit the reset switch here. All of our runners, our commentary, our chat. We just need to put that one behind us, clear our heads, and get ready for some really, really incredible Super Metroid speedrunning action. You can sort of see how this is already writing itself as like the ESPN 30 for 30 storyline. You know, you're interviewing Lynx, you're interviewing Zoast. They're both sitting there like, man, I thought I was totally dead in the water. I screwed up lava dives so many times. There's like no way I can get this. Zoast is like, yeah, man, you know, I had this awful race, and I thought I was finally through it, and then, you know, fool that I was, I put the baby in the wrong spot. Can you frickin' imagine this? And then what happened next, you won't believe. And I think that there's a very good chance that we might get some complete opposite action here. You know, for every hiccup that we had in game 1, we are just as likely to see 2 runners pushing near world record times here. You know, could we see our first 32 of the tournament potentially? Absolutely on the table here. Absolutely on the table. Lynx has been flirting with that 32. He's had a couple low 33s, and if he pulled out a 32 here, I would not be in the least bit surprised. Absolutely not. He's running the world record route. He's running his PB route without any safeties, including no extra farms for supers before lava dive and green gate glitch. So I would not be in the least bit surprised after the trials of that last game 1 to see one, if not both, of these runners run exceptionally competitive times here.
Yeah, both runners actually being punished for being aggressive in the first match. But as good as they are versus one another, I can't imagine either one of them holding back now, even though the first one was so long. I mean, you know, in order to win, they have to put it all on the floor. They have to pull all the stops. Rio one more from Lynx. That's a pretty solid morphball time. So Lynx off to a small lead over Zoast. If they're running with the plan that they started out with in the first race, Lynx is going to do 1 tank bootless. And Zoast, up until his third attempt at the dive, Zoast was running 2 tank bootless. May decide to forego that second tank, just like he did on his successful dive earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you know, it's really interesting, Kev. How much did game 1, you know, you can try to put it out of your mind, but you kind of wonder, how much did game 1 change the strategy, if at all, of these runners? Now, for Lynx, I think the answer is not at all, right? I mean, I think there's been a commitment since the very first qualifier for Lynx to run the world record route all the way throughout, right? As you pointed out, though, really interesting. Zoast did two tank bootless attempts, missed on the first one, got it on the second one, and then on the third time through, went and switched to one tank bootless. And you just kind of don't know. Is he just going to feel more comfortable doing one tank? Does he go back to doing two, especially now with the 1-game lead? Knowing that Lynx effectively has to win 3 games in a row now to win the Grand Championships. He needs to win 2 here to force the bracket reset, since Zoast is the top bracket winner. But Lynx, clawing up through the bottom bracket, has to force a bracket reset, so needs to beat Zoast 3 times in a row. So maybe Zoast does decide to go back to 2 tank bootless in order to try to do things just a little bit more relaxed here. I don't know. It's very, very interesting.
Oh boy, BT being BT. So Zoast has a very slight lead now. They were synced coming in, and we're separated by about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds.
Really lovely. Every kind of optimization you can expect there. Zoast going for that small little optimization of running backwards after that bomb jump and timing that mock ball through. Very, very nicely done. This is going to be a pretty good elevator time here, too.
I want to see Zoasty Kago the Kagos again. Let's go.
The sort of thing you used to only ever see in TAS.
Now, is that frames faster?
I've never actually timed it out. I know it's for sure faster. The only other person I've seen do it in any kind of RTA capacity is Stream. I couldn't tell you the actual breakdown. Maybe someone in chat knows, maybe Nada knows. But I don't know exactly how much faster it is. But yeah, Kagoing there is faster. Yeah, there's like no rules for these new runners, right? It's pretty unbelievable, the era of Super Metroid speedrunning that we're in. And as we pointed out before, and I'll say it again, I think, we've got a lot of new audience now who thought maybe they were going to be looking at Game 3. Still in Game 2, though, folks. This has been a really golden year for the Golden Chorizo Classic category. After almost 3 full years without a world record, Behemoth set that final 32:16 world record in December 10th of 2022, which was really the first set of world records that included the 1-tank bootless dive route. Zoast came through in 2025 of this June of 2025, just this year, with a 32:15, besting the world record by a second. A couple weeks later, got a 32:14, and then actually Zenny managed to grab hold of the world record 7 days later, and then only held it for a week. For Zoast, retook it with a 32:09, and since then has continued to drop the world record, which now sits at 32:03. And Zoast right on the cusp and still chasing the first ever 31 at sub 32 time in this category. So it's really been an excellent year. We have had how many? 6 world records set in this category this year, held by 2 different runners. Both Shiny Zenny and Zoast, and Lynx was very close, knocking on the door about 8 seconds away from world record at the time that he got his previous PB of 32:24.
I got to be honest, watching through this, I know Zoast is sitting at 1 up to Lynx right now, but I think Lynx has actually been the cleaner runner. If, Lynx had gotten through the green gate at the same time Zoast did, we might be looking at a very different result.
Yeah, and as you said that, Zoast miffed that first moonfall, and as a result, you can see just how much time that moonfall saves. It was about a door transition, and now they are absolutely near sync. Look at this! Look at this! Holy smokes! Folks, hold on to your butt. You don't have to worry if you're Lynx about winning 3 in a row. You just need to win the next one. That is the only one that matters. It's the only one that matters. And if I've learned anything is, you fight your hardest when your back is up against the wall. That is absolutely the situation that Lynx is in, and he has the entire skill set necessary to pull off this victory and try to force another game. That's all he needs to do. Just force one more game. Nice door fix from both runners. A little bit tricky to get that in that room. Very low health here for Zoast at 30. Can't afford to take any hits without going into health bomb. And if he is deciding to go one tank, it's going to make his life a little bit harder here depending on the drops that he gets from Kraid. Lag could even have a lead change happen right here. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Yep. I think Zoast got much, much worse lag. That was really, really laggy Kraid there. Zoast, who had about a half of a door transition advantage. Oh, no, he's still slightly in the lead. Still slightly in the lead here.
Yeah, Lynx, I think, waited a bit longer for the drop.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, Lynx looked like he crept into the lead there for a moment. And then took a little extra time on the drops. Well spotted. My goodness. Yeah, and with this health, I've got to think that Zoast is taking the second tank in the situation. And I think given the race situation and the match situation, that makes a lot more sense for him. Little unfortunate there for Lynx, only getting the 2 missile drops from Kraid, and then needing to use that power bomb there, and kind of got stuck behind that laser beam from the one pirate, unfortunately.
Oh. Zoast was one tick away from death right there. The bomb strat almost didn't work. Wow, that was almost bad going for that.
All right, and here you go. Lynx is going to, despite some of those hiccups where they were near perfect sync entering Kraid, Zoast had pulled ahead, but again, with this one tank setup, this is where the benefit is going to be. Managing to pull ahead. It would be incredibly hype if Lynx were able to pull this off, and then Zoast also pulled it off, and we had Zoast playing catch-up. We have not had that yet. Having the world record holder breathing down your neck as you're trying to stave both him off and elimination in this tournament off would be an incredible narrative. That was a very sweet little missile farm there on that Sova, trying to pick up an extra super from Zoast. I like that a lot.
Yeah, going into lower North Fair with 3 supers is pretty decent in this category for runners like this. I mean, it did bite them earlier, but Zoast is actually taking the farm this time.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Huge moment for Lynx in this tournament, in this game, in this match. Needs to execute here. Doesn't get the KO! Oh, no! I don't even know if you can save it at that point. He did not get the first KO. And now on no saves, Zoast needs to hit this here. Does get the turnaround, does get the 3 jumps. And this could be all she wrote. Is Zoast watching the restream, and does he save here? He does not.
Oh,
now,
God.
He did farm up 2 extra supers. He was at 2, he went to 4. And you'd expect him to be able to hit them here. Yeah, I'm not sure that you can save that in that situation when you miss that first KO. But this is the all-telling moment. If Zoast hits this green gate glitch, he almost certainly will be the grand champion of this year. And he first tries it, uses the extra supers. He just needs to avoid the acid here. He does that. Holding down all 4 face buttons, and there's the GT code executed. 7 tanks, all of the major items except for screw attack, 100 missiles, 20 supers, 20 power bombs, and that might be the last time that we see that in 2025 GT Classic Tournament action. As the writing is on the wall at this point, and that writing says Zoasty is on his way to being the grand champion, unseating 2-time defending champion Ruyarin, who did not join this tournament. We are guaranteed with Ruyarin not joining of having a brand new champion this year. We just weren't sure if it was going to be Lynx or Zoasty, the number 1 and number 2 seeds coming into this. Giving us about all we can handle with that unbelievable first race. And now Zoasty executing all of the major tricks and having a pretty decent pace himself for what will probably be somewhere in the low 33 range, depending on how execution goes for him over these next 15 minutes.
I like this strat Zoast goes for. He hasn't made it yet in the race, but you can base jump off the very bottom of that rock formation right there. Unfortunately, Zoast didn't get it, but there's a really cool way to save time here.
Yep, it's a really neat little strat for sure. Nice little sound cue there. Nice little sound cue clear with the power bomb. Yeah, if you're just joining now, Zoast took a kind of unexpected and thrilling game 1 after multiple resets from both runners and a final finishing time of about 1 hour and 16 minutes, and then choosing to go back to the slightly easier 2-tank bootless dive. Zoast managed to execute both that and the lava dive and the green gate glitch without issue. Lynx unfortunately missed the first K-go that he needs to generate his first set of iframes there through the Namahe in lava dive, was not able to recover from it and was forced to reset. And Zoast is now through the hardest, most volatile parts of this run, and just needs to execute here to get himself into the record books as the 2025 GT Classic Tournament champion. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a story of live by the 1-tank bootless dive, die by the 1-tank bootless dive, both sort of literally and figuratively.
You know what, though? I'm very happy to see Lynx go for it. I really am just impressed with not just his play, but his aggression in this tournament, and absolutely deserving of being in these finals. It's just incredible to watch. I'm sure that first race is leaving a bad taste in their mouths right now, but when they look back on it later, I mean, it's quite a moment in Super Metroid history.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Pretty good resources here for Zoast. 5 tanks is very nice here. 13 supers is pretty good. You can often get a nice haul of health and supers from Batoon as well.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's a really great thing. I think that's one of the things that makes GT Classic so much fun to play, is once you get through the gate, you have all this energy and all this artillery. It's just, it's almost like it's similar feeling to when you pick up New Game Plus for the first time. You just kind of just go through the game really fast.
Yep. Well, Zos is going to be staring down effectively a flawless record in this tournament, winning his matches 1-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then potentially here again 2-0. That would be 9-0 in this tournament in gameplay, and 5-0 in match play. It's looking very much like Zos is going to lock in a flawless record, which is really impressive if you consider the nature of this category and the volatility, and the fact that he's had some really tough competition that he's gone up against. No tougher than his finals opponent here in Lynx, the only other 32 runner in the tournament.
Also, definitely worth mentioning that, Zos is also the most seasoned and longest playing runner in the tournament as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this late in his career to go undefeated in a major tournament is quite amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if you looked at the all-time tournament strats or race stats, and I wouldn't be surprised if Zos sits at the top of the list as winningest Super Metroid runner of all time.
Very, very nice bot tune there. Excellently executed. Very nice normalized setup there that you can use, or at least not normalized, but a nice timing setup, which is to actually set up on the left side of that room and moonwalk back into a specific position. It's a very nice timing cue for when you want to set up that shot for Batun.
Happy for funsies.
Mm-hmm. The half-full halfy, or the half-full halfy.
Gotta love our naming conventions.
Or the double quarter halfy. Double quarter halfy with cheese.
I love it. I'm gonna use that next time I get the happy in my run. Those who want to know why Zos crouched down before that fight, because when you kill Dragon, there's an automatic stand-up on Samus, so that lets you know when the microwaving is complete.
Nice little womple jump back up there. Getting the bad frame on the spike suit attempt. Yeah, the double quarter halfy with cheese is just the Royale.
Pulp Fiction reference. One of my favorite movies.
This looks good from Zos. He should be able to get through here. Yeah, very nicely done. You get that aim down hitbox compression through the door. Allows you to essentially bounce ball off the corner of that platform, still in blue. And then use that to get through the speed blocks. You save about a full second in the room doing it that way, and get some pretty gnarly times. It's a really fun strat.
I think Zoast has actually gotten that in all 3 attempts going through that room.
Yeah, it's really impressive consistency. It's a neat strat. It's actually, you pretty much know if you're going to get it or not at that moment when you actually go through the previous room based on Samus's position in the door. So it's easy to bail on that and not lose time, not lose that much time by going across the top of the room. But yeah, the fact that he keeps hitting it with such consistency is really remarkable.
Did you notice that Zoasty has been adding a lot of spring ball tech in his run as of late?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can use it, you should. You have it in this category. Of course, that said, we did see him do the reverse mode strat, which takes the spring ball jump out, unfortunately.
True.
Oh, Lynx got the jump properly. Looked like he was maybe a little low on that final wall jump up the left-hand spikes. That or maybe just missed the last wall jump, but I think he may have been a little low approaching it.
Unfortunately, is not to be his day. Zoast making short work through this through the rest of this run. Nice pass. Getting the on-screen optimal kill.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Sometimes those flames can get in your way, making the on-screen pretty difficult. Did Zoast save at the elevator this time? I don't think Zoast saved.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Zoast has a chance to do something really funny right now.
Yeah, and there's the issue with that strat. If you don't get that shot off properly, you're going to bonk that door. Got to go down into the ocean here and cost yourself a few seconds. A really, really good time here from Zoast, actually. We're looking at low 33, probably. Very, very low 33 possible here if he hits everything in Turian.
That's pretty insane when you think about, you know, the fact that Zoast went into the farm room and took an extra tank for the dive. Like, see that and get a low 33 is insane.
Yeah, it's very good.
If he has Metroid rooms like he had in the last race, it's very doable.
Yeah, so, I mean, like a 6-4x, 6 minute 40 second Turian is absolutely doable. With insane play, you can actually get a 6-3x. But yeah, this has the potential, even with a slightly slower Turian, to be a 33-0x, which I think we're still potentially on pace for the fastest time in the tournament here.
That'd be a really fitting way to end Zoast's tourney run.
Yeah, Lynx had a 33-14, which I think was the fastest time posted.
Yep, you are right about that. Finally getting that one round BT. BT has been a pest today. Which time? The second set of Metroid rooms framed.
All right, let's take a look at these Metroid rooms here. Oh, excellent drops. Got a little hecked on some of those super drops there, unfortunately, at the very end. And again there. Hello? What are these super drops?
This is just absolutely terrible.
Game? Hello?
Wow.
Wow.
Were there no super drops since Metroid 1?
There was a handful, but that's among the worst that I've ever seen. Goodness gracious. Golly, that is something else, let me tell you. And he started with like a very good set of drops on the first two Metroids in M1. Oh, and the spring ball skip. Wow. Okay. So he's gonna lose a little bit of time back here. How do you you use the, yeah, okay, you use the super on the Ghidorah here, and then you missile the red door. Oh, interesting. Is this interesting? I think that it'd be faster to just super the Ghidorah, but maybe not. he may have wanted to keep his angle down super into his standard strat here, which fixes the door. It is going to cost him pauseless, unfortunately. Okay, this is going to be an unfortunate... Oh, wow, what a backup. Okay. Or is that... Okay, I thought maybe the Rinko wasn't in the right spot. It was kind of hard to see because of the refresh rate there. Samus wasn't actually on screen.
The game being the game, dude. Yeah, War. The only other runner who successfully did springball skip was Idle.
Yeah, and I think the 0x is not going to happen, but we could potentially still see a 1x here. So Zos potentially still could get the top time in this tournament, which would be a very fitting end to his run into the championship.
It's unfortunate he has to take this pause here. Makes it about as quick as you can do it, though. I love it.
A little bit of fun. Why not?
Like Samus has a weird sword.
All right, so he's going to set up in this crouch here with an angle up, and he's going to attempt to do a very specific setup here for 2 cries. That looked pretty good. Yeah, okay, there it is. So you'll see Mother Brain gets to this back wall and sits down within about 1.5 seconds. The normal cutscene sit-down time is about 7 seconds, and our previous manipulation for a faster cutscene gets that down to about 4.5 to 5. Now she's sitting down somewhere between, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 seconds, so it's really, really nice. There's a TAS-only strat where she can sit down even faster, but that was exceptionally good, hitting 2 cries every opportunity that he had. And got the baby into the right spot. A little nervous to see him turn around there without the baby on him.
Now, one more note on the 2 cries. You have to have the any percent bad cutscene to have the good cutscene, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, good cutscene is now bad cutscene. That's right. Which is essentially with regards to the positioning of Mother Brain's claw, aligning with or not aligning with the back wall. That was pretty close there. Zoasty cutting a little close there, but managing to get it done. And yeah, we're gonna have a low 33 here, and actually with a clean escape, this could be the fastest time in the tournament.
Well, after getting one of the slowest times in the tournament, this is also a great little bookend.
That's a great point, Kev. Yeah, I'm not sure if have we had another time over 1 hour and 16 in this tournament?
I don't think so. That would be wild, having the the slowest and the fastest time in the tournament.
Yeah, there was a race between P-Toil and MM2, which doesn't really count because they did GT Mappo, so that was kind of by design. So I'm not going to count that one. I see one race with a finish time over 1 hour, but it wasn't 1 hour 16. So as far as I can tell, that's exactly what's going to happen here. Folks, get your GGs lined up in chat. This is not only a win in Game 2 of this Grand Finals for Zos, but it is the GT Classic 2025 Tournament Championship. And it goes to the #1 overall seed and the world record holder, Zoasty. GG's to Zoasty, and a valiant effort from Lynx. GG's to both our runners.
Wow, what an amazing 1-2 race there. The first race felt like it was never going to end, and I'm sure the runners felt that, but in the negative way. Meanwhile, I think it was one of the most fascinating races I've ever seen. One of the most unexpected, and This one, Zoasty, like we see it 33:14 on the timer. I don't know what his official race time is, but on the ship at the 33:13, 1 second, the fastest race in the tournament.
Yeah, it looks like he took his time hitting dot done in race time. The official time is a 33:17, but like you see there, 33:14 on the ship, which is tied for the best time that we've seen in this tournament. So really, really remarkable, going from the slowest time that we've seen in competition all tournament to literally tied for the fastest time. This is why we tell people to encourage them, come out, play the tournament, play in these races. Anything can happen. You see, even with the best runners in the world, the sort of night and day of GT Classic, and boy, is it a wild ride.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. I thought I was going to be streaming by now, but instead I got to enjoy a lovely night with all of you here. And Prof, thank you for doing commentary here, and I want to thank the organizers, organizers at the beginning of the tournament, and then Emrock, who's still organizing with me right now. We pulled it off. We got the tournament finished, and with that, we want to welcome in Lynx and Zoast. GG's, and please don't hold anything back. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, GG's to both of you runners. Congratulations, Zoast, on the big win.
Boy, that was like a reverse duck fist situation or something.
Yeah, just to sort of put it in perspective, what we were just talking about on comms here, of all of the races in competition, it looks like you got a little late to your dot done in the race time room, but on the ship was 33:14. That actually ties Lynx for the top time in this tournament on the back of what was actually, the slowest finish time that we've had. So it just goes to show you the volatility of this category from slowest to fastest from race 1 to 2.
That's crazy.
That was pretty wild. I don't think anybody could have predicted that situation would go down that way, and it's just kind of like everything kept escalating, and boy, this game really knows how to kick you when you're down.
It's so cool that we had to reset for the same exact reason the first 2 times. I love that.
That was wild.
So after the first race, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch a race, and I did better with that, I guess. It's probably just a coincidence, but
yeah, we were wondering about that actually, Zoasty. So was that was there any strategy change in race 2 based on how race 1 went, other than just not watching the restream?
That was the main thing. Yeah, I checked it. Kind of close to G4, but before that, I didn't check it.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, it was an incredible turnaround, honestly. Like you said that it made you play better, and you pulled out an incredible time. And I think even late into that run, 32 was potentially still on the table. You got really hecked on. I don't know what those super drops were.
Yeah,
that's got to rank among the worst super drops I've ever seen in Turian in that second race.
I wasn't paying attention to the drops like the first 3 rooms, because I was just like those rooms are hard enough to where I'm just trying to pay attention to my execution. But at the end, I saw 2 supers I left. I was like, wow. I can't remember ever having that sort of result. I don't think there's anything. I did use 6 supers on Ridley, so that's probably.
You were like 11 or 12 at the beginning of room 1. It was pretty gnarly. Well, I wanted to take a second and not let the moment pass by to congratulate Lynx on an incredible tournament. Lynx, you came in here completely dead set on one tank bootless. I know it was a real slog for you going through the early part of qualifiers, but you managed to post a time with that. And despite some of the hiccups early, you clawed all the way through that backdoor bracket. You knocked off some very fierce competition, and you were just a couple tricks of execution away from being able to force this into even deeper of a match. I don't know. We have nothing but good things to say. I thought it was an excellent tournament for you. I'm sure it's a little disappointing, but just wanted to say congratulations, and maybe just give you a second to share some of your thoughts about the race and the tournament.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Zoasty, GG's first of all. Congrats on the wins. But yeah, I mean, of course, pretty disappointed on how all went, I was doing the one tank boot list, like just to prepare for this kind of situations, but man, it's still really tough to manage like in a finals. But yeah, I mean, I just choked and played poorly. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the first game. Like, yeah, and after like the third death, I was just laughing and like, why is Zoasty not putting out of my misery here? I was really confused. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe I soft lock. I just like didn't pay attention that it said Mother Brain soft lock. I felt kind of like an idiot for that one.
Okay, so what happened to you exactly?
Well, I accidentally triggered my reserves, and I thought that was gonna game over me, but then it didn't. Like she went on with the next phase without shooting me the second time, which I thought she was gonna do, honestly. And then I just forgot that I had a bunch of extra health. I didn't, for some reason, I didn't think about it, and the baby got locked way early to the left, on the ground. Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, so because I was thinking of all the situations, like what I actually thought like something happened to you, like IRL, you had to like go AFK or something. I went through all of that in my head, and yeah, one of the things that it occurred to me, it happened that it was like a soft lock, because it was just so long. I after like the third day, I was just like just laughing at that point. It was like so ridiculous.
I was lucky that I had saved on that third playthrough, because that's what put me comfortably ahead after that. Because otherwise, we would have been in another race situation. Like we would have been right in it again, which would have been cool though, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, like the only thing that I made like a big mistake, but at the time I thought it didn't matter. Like it wasn't gonna matter. That it was. I don't know if it was the second or third attempt that I make it through the lava dive. I definitely should have saved there. I missed the GG. Like there was no reason for me not to save at that point. Like 8 seconds or 9 seconds wasn't gonna matter much. I should have definitely saved, and that probably was gonna be enough to win the first game. Like finally enough. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I just didn't perform well.
Well, we were pretty close at that point, so I was afraid that save was going to bite me, because I was behind a little bit at that point. I think you outplayed me for a while there on that second playthrough. I think especially, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Zos, the interesting thing that we raised, I'd be curious to know what your strategy was here. Is it obviously skipping the Kraid tank for bootless saves quite a bit of time, which is why we do that for the world record route. But normally it's just, you do it the one time, you save a little bit of time on your opponent in this case. But because of the nature of 2 resets and both of you resetting at the same point, first lava dive, then GGG, Lynx kept gaining on you because he essentially did the Kraid skip 3 times, right? And so all of a sudden he was ahead by like close to 30 seconds, and that's when you decided to go down to 1 tank. Was that a specific decision because you saw that you were behind by so much to go 1 tank for your third attempt through that?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, from what I saw, I was like 15 or 20 seconds behind at that point. Well, yeah, something like that. And I was like, I don't know if I have the time to, I mean, Lynx is good. Like you can't. That's what makes game planning for this race particularly hard, because you can't, especially with Lynx going all out, you can't take too many safeties or you're just going to burn yourself. So.
Yeah, and that was like the prevailing narrative of commentary. I mean, as hard as race 1 was for both of you, I'm sure, I think Lynx, like, total credit to putting full pressure on Zoast to put him in a position where he had to do harder things and execute, or it was going to go your way. And I know it didn't go your way today. And I'm not just saying this to be kind as your friend or whatever, but I think you got to put in a position when you're racing the world record holder, you got to put pressure, and that's what you did. And it didn't work out in your favor today, but there's a lot of other worlds and in other race situations where you put that pressure on Zoast and you manage to find a crack and pull out a win or two. So it was really exciting. It was kind of unprecedented the way we went from, slowest to fastest race time, and people really got to see a showcase of why this category is so punishing, but also how it can be so beautiful when it works well. So thank you both for that.
Yeah, well said too. Thank you for all the comms, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you for putting on a really good show. And even though she's not here right now, I want to thank MRock and for helping out with the organization and all of that. And I want to thank everybody for helping us finish this tournament, helping us get it done. I was able to step in and help out with that, and I'm very proud to have done so. And just thanks to everybody in chat and everybody in the Super Metroid community. It's been really, really great. We can finally wrap up this tournament and look into the future of Super Metroid. Zoast, I'm sure you're going to continue to grind down and hopefully get that 31. But let us know what you're doing next, Lynx. What you're doing next. What do you guys got going on after this tournament?
Well, you said what I was going to be doing.
I did it for you. I'm sorry.
I guess I'm gonna keep being a randomain and occasionally trying to get another PV at GTC. I would like to get another PV before moving on. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, please do remember to go on to their Twitch channels and give them a follow. Check out their other YouTubes as well. Lynx and Zoast, you gave us an incredible performance today. We really got to see this full gamut of what this category has to offer. It was an excellent capstone for this 2025 tournament, and you'll both be enshrined in the Discord as champion and runner-up, special roles for both of those runners assigned. This is the first time that we'll have a champion not named Ruyarin. Zoast coming in and winning this 2025 edition of the tournament. So big congratulations on that championship. As Kevnastic said, we are very grateful to all of our organizers, including Kev, who stepped in at the last minute to help us close this one out. We are grateful for everyone in chat for engaging with us. We're very thankful to Jestro and all of our technical experts who keep all of this stuff set up here through Speed Gaming Live. And for everyone else here, including our runners and my co-commentator, Kevnastics, I'm Professor School. I've been very happy to take you through this championship finals. We will see you all soon. We hope that you continue to run Super Metroid. Please come and check us out in the Discord, and we will see you next mission. Good night.